everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. Dokibird, as many know or many do not know, depends on where you are and if you've been into the VTuber thing, is an independent English language VTuber. She originally debuted in May 2020, retired in May 2021 to become Selen Tatsuki of NIJISANJI Yena. And then she came back in February 2024 after the last cup of coffee incident. We all know that in the VTubing world, that is where, you know, I started to get really deeply into the VTuber news. And it is something that is not forgotten, and rightfully so. Today we're talking about 39def as well. Some people call her, you know, I've heard her being called 39 IQ and things like that for some what people consider low IQ takes on certain things, especially during the NIJISANJI era. There were takes that she had that people did not like, and we have another one that people do not like here. 39def addresses the claims that she made against Dokibird. I've never called her an attention seeker nor invalidated her mental well-being. Also, know for a fact that her manager, or she or her manager, had told QT Cinderella not to be seated next to me for a Streamers Award event because I was someone who, as she inaccurately described, publicly humiliated her and shamed her for her, attempt, invalidating her mental illness and struggles. Says people should check the chat logs for yourselves, so I've included them in this tweet, and this is here. Not time I don't mind addressing this. I've never called her attention seeker, nor invalidated her mental well-being. You can check the chat logs yourself. I think it's absolutely fair to point out, if you blanket accuse a group of people of harassment, the burden of proof lies on you, and this proof is rejected by multiple parties, of which it's pretended to, heavily implies there's more to it. Also know for a fact that she, your manager, had told you, like I mentioned before, that's up for you to determine, am I fully lying, or was I there? Were there truth on both sides, or is it not simply as clear as the drama YouTubers made it out to be? So, she's talking about, you know, she had questioned the validity of the hate train that ran on her previous colleagues, most of whom I barely knew, most of whom are probably under strict NDAs to not disclose any details. And then she lets out the big thing. A lot of people are like, ain't nobody got time for that, but here's the whole thing here. I think she screwed down the line to come in time, but it's all strong on the drop as a whole. You can see these things here. And, you know, she also claims that drama tubers, or people she calls drama tubers, news tubers, etc., are making things bigger than they should be, making things mountains out of molehills, and she continues on with that conversation there. And it just gets worse and worse. She continues here. From here, in response to Twitter user alluding to former NIJISANJI liver like Evelyn's claim that he was misinformed and pressured into making decisions they would later regret, 39def clarifies her position further. I don't know him and I don't keep up. But then, do we also assume everyone else was also gaslit and misled, or should it be a case-by-case basis? I don't mind if you treat my having scrutiny and not being careful with excessive hate trains as slander or harassment, but it's incorrect to say I called her an attention seeker or made light of her suicide attempt, mental illness, as the chat logs actually prove the opposite. In a previous reply, she responded to another user saying, yeah, I'm not really sure what they're getting at to immediately resort to insults when I'm clarifying my words, as proven by those receipts, that I didn't lie. When these people haven't stopped bringing it up, yet the moment I say something, it's not okay. And that's where she says it here. And here, things here where someone says, you conveniently leave out the fact that one of the three people who spoke out, said that he was gaslit into speaking out, or the many lies he spread in those receipts. If I didn't want to get called for slandering a harassment victim, I would not slander a harassment victim. And it continues on, of course. She also continues in this next one. If she did file these documents in which she added more here, she had to prove harassment, but it was disagreed by multiple parties. Wouldn't showing up clear files clear up the air, or what actually constitutes as a justified perception of harassment? I also find that while I'm sorry he had to go through a lot of mental turmoil, which understandably this is empathy for many people, what's to say the other members didn't also go through the same and have similar dark thoughts enduring months of heavy dogpiling? After some back and forth with his user, 39def adds, I don't think this conversation will go anywhere because you speak as vaguely as I speak concisely, and later on reiterates that she never justified bullying and that her main point was always that there should be solid proof before people run off to speculate and harass multiple people to amass their mutts. And this is where a lot of people saw her as defending NIJISANJI, including myself. Because it did seem, when I was looking at things, it did seem that she was invalidating the people who were speaking out by saying, but doesn't it also mean that the other people are also bad? Because, for example, Dokibird is speaking out against, mentioning later on, through, you know, different ways, it was mentioned that there were people that were pressuring her to do certain things inside of the agency. VTubers who were doing that. VTubers who were mistreating her in different ways, kind of dogpiling on her and kind of, you know, trying to, in towing the company line or not make waves or things like that. And that's why people started getting various things. And of course, all this is alleged because it's one person saying it another, but the person, the Dokibird, is a trustworthy narrator, in my opinion, a reliable narrator, in my opinion, because they haven't said anything or done anything in the past that makes you question what they say or what they do. 39daff unfortunately has a very bad reputation with a lot of people see her as someone who just tries to dogpile or put things out there just for attention's sake and doesn't get the whole story before anything is said and done. And it says here, Xander's Neverland says, 39 called Dokibird an attention seeker for wanting to commit blank due to her friends bullying Dokibird. Daff gave you this. And it says, it's been a long time and I don't mind addressing this. And then that's the part that I talked about before. Let's take a look at another place I was talking about it. Here, 39daff. She's trying to lie about what she did to Doki. 1. Doki did not blanket accuse a group of people out of harassment. Doki stated she was bullied, but NIJISANJI exposed that this accusation was bullying from the library specifically. I got that wrong. I apologize. That's what it was. It's true. She said she was bullied within it. NIJISANJI, EN, did put out a statement later on, that bullet point statement, saying they investigated and it was alleged. They're the ones who put it out. There you go. That's how it ended up happening. I do apologize for my misstatement before. They're the ones who put out later on in that bullet point statement, I'm getting it, everything's coming back to me, that she accused, that the EN livers were accused of doing all this, that they investigated things and they found nothing that broke the contract or broke their terms of service or broke the way that people are supposed to act inside the company. That they investigated themselves and they did nothing wrong. Also with, you know, her saying that people that shouldn't have been seeing the contract saw the contract, people that shouldn't be seeing her personal information saw the personal information of her medical records. I think it was her medical records in that case, yes. People that shouldn't have been looking at the medical records saw it and things like that. And that NIJISANJI possibly doxed her with that. And they were like, we investigated ourselves as well with that, and there was nothing wrong. Doki never intended this accusation to go out publicly, hence the difference between her own statement and NIJISANJI's. It was never a blanket accusation. Because Doki never intended for these accusations against the library specifically to go public, there's no need of burden of proof, because the accusation was meant to be internal and private, and thus the proof was internal and private and shared with management. Until NIJISANJI went and did that. Again, I do apologize for my misspeaking before. She was not the one who put things out. She talked about it after NIJISANJI put it out, but NIJISANJI, in their infinite wisdom, in wanting to clear their name, they released stuff that was usually you expect to be under NDA. The only parties directly rejecting Doki's claims were in the Black Stream, which was a written company statement presented by Lyra, Vox, and Ike, and thus doesn't capture the full response of every involved library. And which is complicated by people like Ike apologizing for his participation in the stream and stated he was misled by management in that stream. He apologized to Doki directly on a Dokibird stream where they both were collabing with each other. He wanted to get things out of the way. He wanted to get things, said and done. And this was after he had graduated from NIJISANJI and became his next iteration. He apologized to her privately, but he also apologized to her publicly. He was being misled. We found out later through Ike Evelyn, through some things that leaked out. Ike Evelyn was mistreated. Ike Evelyn was misled. Ike Evelyn himself was what we would call bullying as well inside of the agency by other people, or at least not treated in a way that you would treat a friend, or a way that even you would treat a coworker, even if you're not talking about a friend, just a regular human being. Just not be evil or mean to them. And we have here, Daph's closest friend in that company was Quinn, who was also complained about the behavior of some of the livers like Aster. Her logs also are full of inaccuracies, which shows she didn't bother to learn the full details of the matter, both at the time and now years later. She's just dumb. Can't wait for people to think she's spitting facts, even though she's blatantly lying again. She's trying to cover her own tracks. She's trying to cover her own things. Unlike, the way it should be, like what I just did, of correcting myself when I made a mistake, when I misspoke. She didn't. She absolutely didn't. And that is a problem. That is a big problem. And here we go. Continued personally written thank you. I also saw someone's Twitter mention Daft indirectly dragging QT Cinderella and the Streamer Awards, which he did, into the drama. They're not a part of it. I can't believe we're this far out and people are still trying to make Doki sound unprofessional with misrepresentations. And like all this when she really did try to keep it private as she could when others were hurt by proxy. Daft is a capital C. She doesn't understand the internet remembers. Funniest part about Daft being dumb enough to drag crap back out is that now we have Zandu quite literally admitting he was fed misleading information. Zandu is Ike Eveland. It's who Ike Eveland was, basically. It's his new form of being his new VTuber self. Especially since people still have the logs of what she said. What's worse was they're lying about what she said is also lying about what Doki said. You can see what she said here. Also, the claim that her harassment was weakened by the fact 3 people publicly refuted it was hurt by the fact that one of those 3 people apologized to her publicly. And we kept receipts here. And that is, you know, the receipts that were shown. Also, other receipts that were shown here of just the way that she was speaking. So, yeah, it is very bad for her. I really hate that she's bringing this thing back up. I am glad that Doki is strong enough that she will not get dragged into this again. That she will not allow herself to get dragged into this. She moved past this, and Daft is only doing this, in my opinion, because she wants to get back in the good graces of the internet, but the internet never forgets, as anybody who's been a part of the internet for a long time realizes very, very well. And we have here, down here, says, it's kind of interesting they always have to bring something up when Doki goes on vacation, almost like they refuse to admit Niji is a bad company and they know it, they just won't admit it. So many words. Flipsy turns out defending a company that caused multiple employees to attempt to off themselves makes people realize you're an S person. Why is she bringing that up now? Why is she lying? She claimed Dokibird lied about everything. Dokibird never claimed to be bullied. 39 Daft is actually the one who gave ammo to this claim by trying to speak against it. Oh, I know she hasn't been relevant since the K-Day drama and left out. I got it. Okay, so that was one of the issues apparently there. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I will try to give you guys any more information as I see fit. Not fit, but you know, as I can find it. Correct myself there again. Schlimbo, it refers to, of course, a VTuber in Sox Vtuber Agency. I say of course, but I know a lot of people don't know them. But Sox Vtuber Agency, they started as VTuber Male as pre-debut and then became Schlimbo later. And they are part of the Sox Vtuber Agency run by Flork of Cows, I believe his name is, and has many, many other wonderful people in there, like Alien Mixture, Yomi Quinley, other folks in there. Very, like you can see down here, I believe they have the people that are a part of it, as you can see here. The ones that are part of everything, Ad-Free and Malfina are the newest generation. He, through his VTuber Twitter, in this case, I would say YouTube, but said, I found you, faker. Apparently there's an account trying to impersonate me going around the name VTuber _ male. Please don't be fooled. My account is on Discord is VTuber male altogether. Nothing extra or fancy. And has here, even there about me, Sox VTuber Agency, self-improvement VTuber that grows over time each week, bringing all streams of focus in life in general. That seems like a AI thingy, a just regular thingy. And it says, mods, install Bonsai Buddy on this person's PC. Yomi Quinley. They wish they were you. Absolutely do. Marshall, pretty ballsy to try and friend request you. Someone else sent this to me, but I'm tempted to friend request them and start throwing bricks. Faultier VT thought it was an odd they would ask if I wanted to go cryptid persistence hunting in the mountains and that you'd need 2,000 from your Kenyan prince friend to fund it. So yeah, people are just making fun of the whole thing. But yeah, it is a serious thing. Whenever something like this happens, it is serious because people get money taken away from them. It usually is a scam in some way, and they try to scam them from the popularity that a group has, taking the trust that is built in from being a part of an agency and getting that popularity, and then using that to take advantage of others, which is horrible. Natsuiro Matsuri is a VTuber associated with Hololive, debuting as a part of the first generation of VTubers, along with Yozora Mel, Aki Rosenthal, Shirakami Fubuki, and Akai Hato. Mel is the only one that is no longer there. Mel had to leave for reasons and things like that. That's perfectly fine. And she actually, had to be terminated because of, supposedly leaking NDA, but it was some small thing, but because of contracts, they had to do it. But that's a whole nother matter. I've already talked about that in previous videos. Today we're talking about her because Natsuiro Matsuri has said recently, Evanstar put it out, that she will not be doing anything with any VTubers, male VTubers, in the future. And she says, Hololive VTuber Matsuri has announced that starting at the end of the month of March, She will no longer be doing collabs with members of the opposite gender. She emphasized that this was her own decision and noted that there's still one more collab before then. She also said that she has not really been interacting with anyone outside of projects and tournaments anyways, and that this decision came as a result of various factors. This is Natsuiro Matsuri's actual one here, and as we go down, she just does her regular thing. She just puts things out there, and the thing that she put out here was done on the 3/10 of 2026, and she says, I think opposite sex collabs, self-initiated collabs will be ending by the end of this month. For the finale, I've got plans with that person, so please look forward to it. Just to be honest, I haven't been interacting with anyone outside of projects or tournaments this past year, and that was a decision I made myself. This is the result of trying various things and thinking it over. The most important thing is Matsuri-su, so even if my activities continue and things might change in the future, I'd be thrilled if you could stick around loosely and for the long haul. Yena Youngblood is a female English-speaking VTuber affiliated with ChromaSHIFT's Outlaws unit alongside Ruby Runeheart, Cersei Soulstorm. She was originally the Wildfire with Daisy Dandelion, Cersei Soulstorm, and Ricky Poppet. And we, when they switched over to ChromaSHIFT, they switched everything up. She had a special announcement recently. She said, what could it be? I'll be making a special announcement tonight for something I've been working on for a while. That announcement ended up being that she's going to be doing her very first Donathon, uncapped. Every day, you'll get 12 hours of Yena for as long as the timer goes. Also prepared, super cool rewards. Here we go. She's doing 3D workouts, dinner time, first reactions, that type of thing. And her uncapped Donathon. Chat writes a tweet. These are the specific goals here that are here. 69, of course, is going to be the first one. 420, of course, is another one. Making yolk, Yena milk, I guess. And you see them all the way over here up to 7,000. Moe song cover. Learn TCG of chat's choice. Spicy Buddha karaoke. And you have it the extended stretch goals. You have Webtoon character chapters to release. You have ChromaSHIFT Christmas album. PC upgrades for 17K. 25K, Yena room background. You have 3,000 for Yena plushie, second original song, 100,000 buy a house, question mark. And she could get to that, you never know. The individual rewards for 25, each 25 is Batsu wheel, $50 at a game, $100 gacha card, $200 custom art, $500 custom voice, and $1,000 golden Yena. And so those are the things that are being put there. And yes, she did do an actual stream where she explained everything here.
Like, I don't think we're hitting 90K, so it's not impossible. It is still technically uncapped, but it will get very, very difficult.
And there you go. And yeah, 90K, let's take a look at what 90K is. 90K, 80, 90K is 3D tracking upgrade. So fully animated 2D original song as well around there. Because remember, those things are, the original songs and things like that tend to be covered by them. So either way, hopefully it goes well. I mean, as long as she hits any one of these goals, I think she's going to be very happy. Whether it be 7,000 or whatever, or 2,000 or whatever. People, whenever they reach any Donathon goal, is, it's an extremely happy occasion, an extremely happy thing. So very big congratulations to her for being able to get her Donathon going. Ironmouse is a VTuber who is well known by everybody, and recently she just did something huge with a bunch of friends. She is a female American VTuber from Puerto Rico, and let's take a look at what she did here. Through her Twitter here, which has an amazing banner by the way, she did something here of Chaos Night, which was a Super Battle Golf collab, and it was a big one with Hime Hajime, Kairi Crocodile, people who were going to be joining VShojo, and people who had been a part of the VShojo thing, with, also lots of other people, including Heavenly, many people here. You can see them doing the Super Battle Golf here.
He doesn't believe in us. I keep hitting it too hard.
Most of these people, I think, is the funniest thing.
Well, what if I want to hit it hard? What if I want to hit the ball hard? Oh, I thought that was my... I almost got a hole in one.
They can apparently hit each other.
I'm never gonna hit the ball.
So yeah, this was an amazing collab. I'm really glad that she was able to do it with a lot of friends. It looked like it was like a good 15, 20 people in there. I'm really glad that she was able to do that. And she seemed to have a lot of fun, as did everyone else. Gain 5 block. To the gain 5 block at least. Then I can attack this. Attack this. And attack this. And fucking just gain one of these, I guess. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Ah! This is painful! I could possibly kill him. There we go. He's dead. Okay. Goodness gracious, man. Goodness fucking gracious. I made it by the hair of my balls, man. The hair of my balls barely fucking made it. Holy shit. This is insane. This is... Oh my god, man. The hair on my chinny chin chin. I was just like, man. My butthole was puckering. Everything was fucking insane. I hate this. I hate it. I hate when this happens. But I made it somehow. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.